Hello, my friends. Hope everyone's having a good night. So, today or this week, this particular $1 bill, had that zero been a 7 or a 4, this would be a binary. And it's folded a little, but it's not worn out real bad. So it might have been worth a few dollars at that point. Now, let's go over what I got this week or this weekend. All right. Bought a few things. All right, first thing I'm going to talk about is this. Just kind of neat looking. But it is a Straits Settlement, 1 cent from 1920. A Straits Settlement is in Malaysia and around Singapore. It's kind of a square coin. It's kind of neat looking. Not terribly valuable. Now, let's talk about this. Got this half-dime. Now, the date's worn off quite a bit, but it's an 1850. $9. It's a coin that in good 4 would be kind of valuable. On this, though, the mint mark is inside the reef. On some of these seeded Liberty coins, they put the mint mark below the reef. But the Orleans Mint, this is one that would be worth probably $40 or $50 in good 4, but this isn't going to be good 4. It's a bit worn, but it is neat. Half dime. Don't always get a whole lot of them. Now, digging through a few things, and I've got this United States American Silver Eagle case. In it, I've been putting these Mexican pesos in it. I have every one of these except the 1965. Now, while digging through something, I found this particular one, which it's polished up, it looks like, and it's a 66. Granted, when you find these, don't pay very much for them. They are not worth anything to speak of. There's only 10% silver in them, so they're very low silver, even though they are kind of a big piece. And I can show you what I mean. Most of y'all know how big a peace dollar is, so they're almost as big. They're not quite as big, but they're close. So that one goes in there. Now, these do ping a little bit since they have silver content. And we'll show you. It's not like a 90% coin, but it's not like a copper nickel coin either. Do I have a big copper nickel coin? Well, yeah, I do, right here. Churchill coin. We'll go ahead and ping it real quick and you'll see what I mean. Hello, Braden Gaming and Tales of Broccoli. Oh, that's hard to listen to. All right. So I'm trying to get a 65 Mexican pesos. Tales of Broccoli has a question. Fire away. What's your question? Now, I am filling this tube with 90% silver dollars, peace dollars, and otherwise dollars, Morgans, anything that's worn. It's over 20 now. It's right up to the rim almost. And with this particular peace dollar, which is fairly common, 1934, and high grade 34S is a pretty good coin, but a hole drilled in it and wear, nicely circulated. Hello, Kevin Hawthorne. How you doing? Like I was saying, in mint state, this is a pretty good coin, but not so much in circulated in with a hole drilled in it. But goes in here, and this is filled all the way up to the top. I can't possibly put another one in there. I can stick another one in here, but it won't tighten all the way down. Now, I do believe I have another one of these kind of things, and it'll hold a few more, because we'll set this down here where you can see it. You can see this one's quite a bit taller. Now, this goes on the inside though, and it might not fit and snap down with silver dollars. So how many silver dollars is in this? Well, we'll start counting. A couple of them are worn quite a bit. 5, 10, 15, 20. There's 24 of them in here. Now, it's only supposed to be 20 for a full row, but this tube will hold more than 20, so I don't feel bad doing that. And it is entirely full. They don't get any fuller than that. Now, that's not to say you can't, when you're about looking around, find other dollar coins. So I got this one, and all these damaged, they have been bought at or near melt, or maybe even below melt in some cases, depending on how bad they're damaged or worn. This particular one has a really big hole in it. He knocked an extra $1 off of it, so by weight, and it's been polished, by weight, this is a under melt coin by a little bit. Now, it's a shame it's polished up some. It's not worn terribly. In fact, the eagle on the back, you see most of the feathers, and that wears away pretty quick on these. So unfortunately, although it's a 23, it's very common. Unfortunately, it's worn, and it'll never be worth more than its weight in silver at this point, if you ask me. Now, I do know you go on AppMex, and they have these worse than cold dollar coins, Peace or Morgan's, sometimes, and they say could be worn bad, like slicks, hole in them, or just bent or damaged some other way. And by damaged some other way, they might mean something like this one. This one does not have a hole drilled in it, but the rim is damaged. You can see it's almost like someone took some kind of tool and tried to split this open, thinking something. Maybe they thought it wasn't quite right. I don't know. Or maybe got stuck between something and a lot of pressure got hammered into it or something. Don't know. It's an 1889. And there's a scratch where the mint mark was. I think it's probably a Philadelphia, though. And there wouldn't have been a mint mark then. Alright. One other thing that's interesting about this tube is this particular, it's a silver proof edition Statue of Liberty coin, which has been pocket carried for a long time. I've never seen one of these ever been circulated, so it in itself is probably more rare than some of these Peace dollars and Morgan dollars are, because I've never seen one that got worn. But it's full all the way to the top, and it's $24. Now, somebody might say, well, and some of them are slicks. Like a Peace dollar like this, it's worn pretty bad. I wouldn't pay any more than about melt on this. And I mean melt by how much it weighs. You take its grams, and then you do your math. You go on one of the coin calculators and you figure out how much per gram one of these is in 90% silver, how much per gram. So if it's 25.6, then you do some multiplication and you end up with a total. And if you can get ones that are beat up and damaged or worn or have holes in them like this, and you can get them for right at melt or below melt, I don't think it's a bad buy. Now that is 25 in the tube for now. We'll go ahead and put the lid on it. And it doesn't quite screw all the way down, but it's enough that it is not coming open. So I'll leave it that like that for the time being. Let's talk about a couple other things I kind of got a while back and almost forgot I had. These Christopher Columbus rounds are 1/4 ounce 3/9 fine, and one has the Santa Maria and the other one is the Nina, and I think it's the Pena is the third ship, so I'm sure there's another one for this series. I'd like to get one, but I don't even know how many they made, and considering I never seen them before and I go to a coin dealer often, usually they show me stuff like that. Now sometimes you get a chance to buy a half dime that's got a little hole in it, like this one. This one is an 1857. The mint mark probably back then on a lot of these was inside the reef, but maybe not. I think they've put them below the reef too. It varies, but it was much less than this one. That was $9. It's just worn quite a bit is the problem with that one. This one's got a hole drilled in it, so I wouldn't pay very much for one with a hole drilled in it, even though they're pretty cool and you don't always get a chance to buy them. All right, let's talk about a couple other things real quick. Sometimes you get a chance to buy a coin like this, which it's a French coin, 1909, 20 cent. And I think this is a 640 silver or 680.68, which is kind of neat. I mean, some of these foreign coins, they made them in all different percentages, so you never really know. Now, I was digging around at work, found this in a drawer. Just a 1 cent coin, 1977. It's copper, though, 96 something percent. And by weight, this thing is worth 2.6 something cents at recent prices. So it's worth more than its face, just in the raw materials. Now, one other thing. This is a 10 centavos coin for the Philippines that we made for them in '44. And it was made at the Denver Mint. So do you count that as a foreign coin or not? And then this is a 3 cent coin, United States of America. It has a hole drilled in it. 1868, I believe it is. Anyway, where'd that thing go? Oh, there it is. Do you consider that U.S. coin or a Philippine coin? It's made for them, but we made it. 3 cent nickel. Not to be confused with the 3 cent silver star coin, or trime, as some people like to call them. These other two coins in this little bag. Let's see what we got here. I like this 1904 coin. It's one we made for the Philippines as well. It says United States of America, the Eagle and Shield. This one's nicely circulated, or quite a bit circulated. 20 centavos. It's silver, which I think it's 750 silver, although these older ones might be 80%. Oh, my phone, sorry. Then this is sterling silver, 10 cent Canadian, Canada, 1902, with a H mint mark. And I forget what mint or where that is. It surely refers to a mint, but I don't remember which. All right. Let's go back to some of these carded coins. And, you're buying stuff and you're putting it away, and then you haven't really sorted this stuff yet. So you got to do some sorting and then putting it away in the vault. This coin was 20 cents over melt when I bought it. It's a 1 guilder, 0.2315, almost a quarter ounce of silver in this. I found out what this thing is. This is a coronation token, and it's bronze. Someone wrote gold on it, but they did not know what it was. They put a question mark too. Oh, I got it the wrong way. 1902. You can see the date. Has no denomination on it, so it's not a coin, it's a token. It's kind of neat, but not worth a whole lot. Now, here you go, 1899 Orleans. 10 years after this coin was made, they made the last Orleans coins, 1909. And they were making Denver coins by 1909 for a few years. So you have to look at them mint marks closely on those years, because the Denver will have little things on it, and it will not look like an O. It'll look, although worn, it might. So you have to look closely. And now Carson City, common year for these, 1876. There's a lot of 1876 seated Liberty coins. This one's nicely worn too. Actually, it's probably not even good for with this much wear. But they used these coins back then, so it's going to take wear. Now, had it had full rims, that $70 price would probably been okay. I mean, this one's probably almost good 3 or fair 2 grade. Not high grade, but a nice coin nonetheless. And if you're going to get a Carson City $50, it's probably about one of the lower prices you'll find one for. This one I bought a while back, a 39S 850. Well, the melt on this is somewhere around 1240, I think. So this thing, if I bought it today for that price, would be way under melt value of this coin. And then the mint mark on these are really small. You see it there in the corner. S, San Francisco. And again, I do recommend smashing staples when you have a coin like this, because it's a little bit higher grade for these. A lot of them got used. Someone wrote Fine Plus. They were determining by what the red book probably says has to be on the coin for it to be that grade. It's not extra fine, it's Fine Plus, maybe very fine. 1050. If I bought that today, it'd probably be 1250. And then this particular JFK coin, the only year they made these in 90% silver, 1964, with fairly good mint luster on it. I don't think it's really been circulated too much. might grade mint state, but these are so common I don't really recommend grading them. Although there are some errors on these, like doubled eyes and that kind of thing. And you can tell by looking at the 4 and I think the We Trust, and you'll see some doubling on the things, but you'd have to look at it much closer than what this is going to allow me to show you. But when I can look at it closely here, but I don't see any doubling. So, and then they made a couple years of these reverse proof Roosevelts. When I first saw this, I didn't even know they made them, so I had to get one. He only had the one, but reverse proof means that the devices of the coin are the shiny part, and then the background is frosty. A regular proof, it's opposite. It's deep cameo style on those. Now, this particular one, barely read the date. So how do I know it's 1853? Well, because it has the rays, arrows and rays. This is a 1-year design coin, and mintage was 1,332,000. But you can see the little rays. I really like that design, but it's only a 1-year design. It's Orleans mint. I have a Philadelphia half and a Philadelphia quarter. Now I need, why did I put it in that way? Okay, usually I would have it the other way, but it doesn't matter. It's in the card mount that help keep it from getting more wear and tear. Now, $275 for a 20s Mercury. The main reason why I bought this was the fact that the rim and that corner of the 9 are not joined. That happens pretty quick on these because they wear and they got used a lot. Now this one is nicely circulated as well. As you can see, it is circulated some, but it's not terrible. But they stopped making these in 45, so that's about 15 to 16 years of potential wear and tear. It's possible someone set this one aside before it actually wore down more. And now this, 1908, it's probably good, solid, good 4 grade. Has some details left on it. The back is nice too. It's got a good scratch across that M. Maybe a little bit of a chip or something on the rim there. It's not bad. $850. Whoever wrote that price in there really probably doesn't want to sell the coin. That's one saying my coin dealer has. And another one he has is an unsold coin doesn't make you any money. So you keep that in mind too. I believe this particular 1-cent coin, 1911, wheat cent, I found that in my change. Sometimes you get lucky in your change and find some of this stuff. And like probably more than 10 years ago, I found this particular coin in my change. It's a Panama uncentesimal. And I just made a video for it, and then literally a few days later I bought something and they gave me this. Well, this is a 96 one. The date's on the front now and the back's a little different. But I've gotten 2 of these in my change over the years, and it's not often you get Panama coins in your change. In fact, these are probably the only 2 I've ever received in my change. Now, around here we find Canadian quarters and dimes, nickels and cents all the time, often. But other than that, not so much. But I need a 65 unpeso. One of these 10% ones, and then I'll have one from every year they made this particular design. That one's a 58 and this one's a 66. That's all I'm looking for on those. And I hope I can find a 65 because that would be kind of neat to have a full year set of all the different coins they made. And I'm going to look and see if I have another tube and maybe start another one of these tubes for dollar coins. But here's a question for anyone watching this. When you're talking peace dollars, Morgan dollars, or modern commemorative that have been circulated or beat up, do you consider ones that have holes in them to be cheating? I don't, unless the hole is like much larger. Then I might say, well, that's cheating a little bit. That size hole is the maximum. If they're any bigger than that, I don't think I'd put it in here. And the reason why I say that is, if you hold on a second, I'll get something. Now, reason why I say a bigger hole is that I weighed all these coins out. There's a $50, which is a Walker, Standing Liberty quarter, and two 1921 Morgan dollars. But there is a little secret to these. By weight, I ended up paying, I believe it's $3 less than what the melt value of the coins are. And here's why. Those with that big of a hole, I would kind of consider that cheating to put these in a tube and say I've stacked a full tube of Morgan or peace dollars or silver dollars. But ones that have a small hole like that, or even smaller hole like this one, I do not consider that to be cheating to put them in a tube and say this is a full row or full tube worth of silver dollars, because it is. And it's 24 to fill it all the way to the top. If they were all less worn, it might be 23. But as you can look down this rim, you can see that particular one's really thin. And some of these other ones are a little bit thinner too. So that affects how far they stack. But this is a hefty amount of silver dollars. And given the melt on these is about 24 roughly. If you have 24 of them in there, which I do, and the melt's around 24 each, take the calculator. That's about almost $600 worth of silver in that tube, which I consider you can stack these as long as you can get them at melt or 10-15 cents above, or maybe even a little below, depending. If they're, it's not easy to buy silver dollars for melt though. If you go on APMEX and try to buy what they call worse than coal dollars, that's funny. That's a 34S. Mint marks over there. And this other one in here is also a 34X. S, I mean. It's just got rim damage and stuff, but there's the mint mark on them. Now I have at least 4 more of these, 3 in cards and 1 more that's just circulated a little. So I've got quite a few of these, and they only made 1 million of them that year. And survivability, I'd say some of them are no longer around, or they're worn out to where you can't tell what they are, or they've been melted. This particular one, it's been, someone hand punched, nailed this in here, roses. Now, if you know someone named Rose and they like silver and they have a chain and they want to hang this from it and wear it and call it their Rose's silver dollar, that would be a way you might be able to get better than melt for this. Someone like that might be willing to pay over melt to get that. But I wouldn't recommend buying them for over melt. So yeah, this is a lot of silver in this. And this one's about the slickest of all of them. It's the one that's really thin. It's 1878 or 9, because I can see enough of that to know that's a 7. 818, 7, 9, or 8. One of the two. But I got it for melt or under melt probably. So I don't consider that a bad buy. Now, can we tell what it is? There might be a way to tell if it's 78 or 79. Where'd that go? Because I can see the date on this particular one. That's a 7-9. So where'd that other one go? I just had it out a moment ago. Give me a moment. Oh wait, there it is. Gosh. Butterfingers today. One thing that's nice about this is it's so worn. I don't have too many worries about. Oh wait, that's the 1880. I gotta start looking. It's none of those. Where did that go? Bear with me, I'll find it. Hopefully. Oh, maybe I'll find it. It's not there. Well, dang. I seem to have somehow buried it in this stuff I got over here, and I can't find it. Let's just make sure I still have the 24 I had in the tube. Let's stick all them peace dollars in there. Pull this stack up. And look through these real quick and see if I can't find that one again. It was just here a moment ago. Well, that's kind of crazy. Well, it's missing in action. I don't. Oh, it's in there somewhere. Exactly where, I'm not sure. So I thought I had two. We'll just throw the peace dollars back in again. And no, I do kind of like the fact that I feel like these I can handle and not worry because they're already worn out real bad. I wouldn't recommend doing this with nice coins. By the way, don't polish your dollar coins. It's a 1921 that's been polished a lot. Well, we'll just have to worry about that another time. That's $24, worth around $24 a piece, roughly. Probably more like $23.50, considering some of the wear and tear on some of them. It's quite a bit of money in one tube. But don't buy these for over melt. That's my biggest thing. Don't pay over melt for a hole in your silver dollar, because this is just a piece of silver now. It's damaged. And the ones that are really slick, same difference. Where did that one go? Let's see. Yeah, the polished one. We'll look at this one real quick. Little silver and cigars. I had a question for people. I was saying, when you're filling a tube with silver dollars like this one, do you consider, if it's got a hole drilled in it, is that cheating? Now, this is what you don't do to your coin. This thing's been polished a lot, and it's really evident on the wing. See how that edge of that wing is polished almost down to the field? It's not something you want to do to your coin. Granted, a 1921 silver dollar is very common, and not, if there are any wear on and tear on them at all, they're only really worth about melt, in my opinion, because there's so many made. And there you go, silver and cigars. Have you ever seen a modern proof silver dollar, 90% silver one, someone pocket carried for years and gave it a circulated look? I don't think this went hand to hand buying stuff ever at all. Someone pocket carried it for a long time. And like I said, I've never seen one of these with pocket wear, which is kind of weird. But holes like that, like these have, I would consider that cheating to put them in a tube like that, because they're down 3.5 or 4 grams, somewhere in that neighborhood. But I got this whole bag of silver, which there's 3 big hold coins. The $50 is hold the same as the dollar coin is, and a worn out standing Liberty quarter for about $3 under melt. Can't beat that. I'd buy that every time. So I need to get another tube. I think I have another one of these tubes handy. I bought a few of them a few years ago. He sold me these tubes for 50 cents a piece, because he bought them full of American Silver Eagles and sold 2 or 3 to people for a while until it was empty and didn't want the tube anymore, or was willing to sell it. Not that he didn't want it, because you can always fill them with something. But that is a full tube of 24, 90%, mostly piece, and Morgan dollars, and one modern proof that someone pocket carried, which probably makes it the rarest coin of the whole bunch. And actually, it looks like it's just barely over the rim of this tube. A tube full would be considered 20, but I'm going until it's all the way to the top, and that's 24 to do it. So hope everyone has a good night. Hello, Jeff. Good to see you. I did it today. I got 2 more, or yesterday, got 2 more peace dollars to throw in this tube of random Morgan and peace dollars that are circulated. I got all these different coins at melt value and pocket carried. It's crazy. I mean, I've never seen anyone pocket carry a modern silver proof, commemorative one, 90%. But that they did. Now I've got several of these that aren't worn at all. This one, someone pocket carried it for many years to get it this worn. And with the toning and dirt on it, it looks kind of cool in a way, but it's probably one of the rarest coins you can get, because I don't know I've never seen one that's been pocket carried. And I've seen a lot of them over the years, because every coin dealer I go to usually has them at some point, or has them one time for a while and then gets more, and then that could be someone who came up from overseas and went through Ellis Island to become American citizen, and then saw this somewhere, got it, probably bought it from a coin store or something, and then just pocket carried it and would pull it out from time to time. I've only seen a few, but I have seen a few of the reward for whatever reason they got put in circulation. I've never seen a circulated modern commemorative 90% silver dollar before. They have always been in either in mint packaging, in capsules, or the original mint packaging. Oh, that's your accent. Okay, cool. Well, I've been live for a little while, and I'm happy I got that filled. I need to sort some of this other stuff, but since you're on here, I was able to get this halftime. It's partial date. The 1 is pretty much gone. The 8 is mostly gone. That's a 5-0. And it's an Orleans mint with the O inside the wreath. And I got it. It's good for, this might be a $40 plus coin because I think it's a lower mintage, but it's a neat coin regardless, even though it is worn. These are harder to come by because the size, I think, I have a Booker T. Washington somewhere that's not circulated too much. I mean, granted, $50 ones not as crazy to think that they got circulated because the first commemorative we made was the Colombian, and we went through an economic emergency in 1893 to 95, and people bought those at the convention for the 400th anniversary of Columbus finding America, and then they paid $1 for them at the convention, and then after it was all over and the economic crisis hit, people were like, what am I going to do with this thing? Well, a lot of people decided to go ahead and spend it, which is kind of crazy, but mint products, when I talk about these, this one's a Mount Rushmore. And unfortunately, it's not a silver one. It's still got a cool buffalo design. And then that on the other side, which when they started making the state quarters, they put this on the South Dakota Mount Rushmore, on the quarter. And then when they done the next ones, the National Park Series ones, they featured it again. This one was made in Denver, and it's copper nickel. Unfortunate. I wish they would have made it in silver, but they did not. But I don't really remember what price my dealer sold it to me for, but I don't think it was very much. This, I'm not even sure what's in this. Oh, it's probably another copper nickel piece. Usually they come with these capsules though, so it's a $50. USA 94 World Cup. I thought it was Olympic, but apparently it's, but still a U.S. mint product. Oh, it did say World Cup. I thought it was Olympic for a moment, but all right. Anyway, I've been on here live for a while. I'm going to close this up with a little thing to my subscribers. I've been getting a whole lot of watch hours that count. I mean, I do a lot of shorts, so it's partially my own fault. But in order for me to do anything on YouTube as get bigger, I kind of need people to watch these lives to build up watch hours. Because I've been live for 45 minutes. I have over 2,600 subscribers now. If every one of you that have subscribed to my channel would watch this video, I don't care, put it on, then go outside and cut your yard, whatever. You're not really watching, but it's on your YouTube and it's playing. It'll count watch hours, you know, and I can get the watch hours up. I got a ways to go, but it is what it is. Now, I don't know how well this particular magnet will do the slide test. Not very well, apparently. It's not very strong. But it is a silver dollar, so we'll ring this out with the ping of a 90% coin. Well, I thought you'd be live tonight, Jeff, because oftentimes you do. But for a tube like this, a hole this big, would you consider that cheating to put that in there and count it as a full roll? I don't, long as the hole's not too big. It's like these coins. That's too much. That's a lot bigger hole than what this one is. A lot bigger. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down for the night. And I hope everyone has a good night. And we will catch you again live. Probably not till next week. But, I mean, Sunday's a day of rest. And I worked pretty hard the last couple days. Did a lot of stuff. So I hope everyone has a great day. And I hope Sunday's good for everyone. And we shall see you next time, because that's pretty much all I have.